There you go. I know it's cockeyed, but you know what? That's life. All right. Now,
Now it's even worse.
whatever. You know what? Here, I'll move over just a little bit. Now you move over a little bit
Which way?
towards me.
Towards you?
Yeah. Hi.
Oh, first.
Turn your fucking
Oh,
phone
hold on. I
off.
was going to send it to.
Oh my god. Total noob.
Sorry. I was going to send it to somebody so they could watch
Oh,
live
go ahead.
on
Send
their
it.
4K setup.
How are we doing here today, people? We're just getting started. Technically, we're starting in 7 minutes, but this is just a buffer to make sure things are working.
The only sub owner.
Yeah, the only Saab owner is here.
Is it broken down?
Not yet. There's a lot of hardcore Saab people. Still, it's one of those elite
That's
cars.
the only way to go. Oh, they said there's an echo, bro.
There better not be an echo. Is your phone still
Okay.
streaming it?
Casting couch. No, my phone's off.
Just make sure your phone's not streaming it.
I'll
Look at that.
power down. This is the first time in my life I've turned my smartphone
Oh, good.
off.
That's probably a good idea. All right, good. I'm going to
Yep.
pop out the chat. That way we can see more information.
We got someone from Holland. What time is it in Holland?
Murcielago with doors off. We definitely need to walk around to that Saab. Can you make it like 6 hours long? I want to see the door handles. So here's the thing. I'm going to just tell you guys straight up, and I'm going to turn the chat off here because
Yeah, I'm too busy reading it. Looking for.
there's so many things that are going on. I'm going to start reading the chat. You can read the chat as well if you need to. But we're going to go over some of the pre-asked questions in the original video. Not all of them.
Pre-asked questions or pre-asked?
Pre-asked questions.
Oh, at least a pre-asked.
No, not pre-asked. We're going to go over those, and then I'm going to have a second video with most of the questions and answers in a real video format that we'll release after this, because it gives the opportunity of people to ask questions that are watching the live stream. Otherwise, what's the point? So let's just see how things are going here with the questions, and we'll try to answer as many as possible, and that's about it. Now, we have about 4 minutes. We have somebody here that was subbed back when we were doing the 86 videos. That seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
I subbed when you made your Rotax video.
Oh, that was like years
That
after.
was legit.
Was that before?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
was one of the first, I think.
Do I think Saab will come back to market? I don't know. Why do we keep talking about Saabs?
You love
That's me.
Saab.
I must be
You-
attracted to them.
4 cylinders, turbo, convertible.
Scott, what's your opinion on the LC500 in a few words?
It's tough.
You know that was coming.
It's sexy.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to say. All right, there's another question. Why did you choose the GT350R over the ZL1 1LE? Interested in details. We're going to answer that later.
In great depth.
Yeah. Mr. Turbowski, GT3 review, please. I'll let you make that video.
Yeah. We'll get to it one of these days.
Yeah. Race worn out. Yeah, we're going to race out in the snow. I got a 6,000 horsepower Neon Espresso I'm going to run.
We need to do a review on a sled.
Oh, some PWCs.
Oh, too bad they can't see where your couch is placed between the rack. I think you should lift it on the rack and
I know.
check it out.
The couch, like Scott said, this couch is in between the post for the lift, and Scott came in and he wanted to lift the couch up so we could look underneath the couch on the rack.
We should mount some subs inside.
Ooh.
I always wanted to do that. That'd be kind of cool. But I guess that's what they have butt kickers for.
No, you're right. That's what you don't need subs anymore. That's so 1984. We're not vaping because we can't. It's illegal in this building, and Scott's banned from it. Your mom said you couldn't vape
Yeah,
anymore.
that's right. She took it all away from me.
Yes, there's going to be a video on the S2000 Probably in the spring. I have so much video footage that I shot with that thing that I haven't finished because I just don't have time.
Why not?
Please make a review on the 2018 Genesis G80 Sport. You're in luck. There's already a video on that. Thank you for you guys don't have to say congrats on 100,000 subscribers because it's not necessary. It's just a number. And I'll tell you why. I said this to somebody today. I'm like, you know what? Maybe there's a little bit of excitement about it. And then I broke my goddamn camera. My expensive ass camera fell over on the tripod.
I hope too bad you don't have that on video.
Oh no, it wasn't on video.
Or your reaction would be even better.
My! I like got a cold sweat because it's like you see it on the ground and you don't know if it broke. And I looked at it and it was broken. And not only did it break the camera, it broke the motion slider part and it screwed up the lens. So it's like I just saw like $3,000 evaporate into the air. So hopefully it can get fixed. Anyway, we're gonna hit 6:30 here, and we're gonna start answering some questions, and hopefully that helps people and gets you excited about the upcoming video coming out at 7.
What's it about?
The video at 7?
Mm-hmm.
It's about how I shave my armpits. It's like a 4-hour video of every hair getting shaved.
I'm surprised you don't pluck each one out.
I got over that. It's just not I don't know.
Is that why you don't have any time to do the S2000 video?
Yeah, I'm too busy plucking out armpit hair.
Body hair?
Yep. I do. Okay, so we're going to start here officially. This is the 100,000 subscriber Q&A followed by a premiere of the new review video that it's just like every other review video, but it took a little bit more time than usual. And then after that video, in about 2 hours, there's going to be another release of another video with some extra content if I finish the editing in time.
You should be doing that while you're doing this.
Yeah, I should. So that video, the secondary video, is going to cover how I make a video, editing, and all that fun stuff. And I saw there's a technical question about that. So here we go. It's 6:30. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm with Scott. Scott made it.
Yeah, I did. It took me quite a while to get here in the treacherous conditions.
How was it out there?
Pretty bad. It's
snowing, and there's about 16 pounds of salt out. So this is the best place to be right now.
Cuddling where it's nice. You need a fake fireplace. You should put a fireplace back there on the screen.
I should, but I can't. All right. So the first question I saw was, why did we choose the GT350R over the ZL1 Camaro? Why is it better?
In what way, though? If you're going to take it to the track, I think it's a better car. I mean, if you're going to go and beat the hell out of it regularly, I think you're better off without the supercharger, just all the heat and stuff. That's what I think.
That's kind of what I felt.
But that thing would be an absolute monster to drive. It would be so different to drive the two.
Yeah.
Because of the torque.
Hopefully in the spring we'll get a chance to do a back-to-back with them. Because Ken from Tri Industries, I don't know if they're going to do this or not, but they were talking about doing a video with the ZL1 and some of the donation cars on a track. And I don't know if it's going to happen. If it doesn't, great. But there's a GT350R that he has.
The ZL1 1LE that they're going to give away?
Yeah. So I don't know. That would be the opportunity to do it. But anyway, I like the GT350R simply because it just feels like a better street car to me. The ZL1 is like so hardcore.
Yeah, but for a street car, I mean, why do you need more than 4 cylinders and 150 horsepower?
I mean, that's a good question for you. You're Mr. 4-cylinder over here.
I like 4 cylinders. But I mean, seriously, what the hell? Like that new Corvette, 850 horsepower for what?
I don't know. You buy a race car at that point.
Right, and then you go on the track and you can't make it 2 laps because it gets too hot.
Right, yeah, true. We'll have to see about that. All right, let's get to the next question here. This was from Brian Kim. What do you guys think about the trend shift in EVs as a global regulation, and how would this affect car guys?
I mean, it's all about, noise is all part of it, man. If a car doesn't sound good, it kind of loses half its fun.
We're talking about mainstream.
Yeah, I know. But
if they regulate, they say by this date you have to have EVs like 80% of your fleet. Well, there's not much you can do. I think that's inevitable. I think once battery tech picks up to that point, you're going to have EVs. And gas-powered cars, and this is kind of my feeling on it, I think we're going to have gas-powered cars for a long time, and they're going to have some special registration and a tax on it, and we'll have our old gas-powered cars as like the weekend things that you basically get
It's like
taxed to keep.
$15 a gallon.
Right, and you'll get to have fun with it on, once in a while, and then you'll have your EVs or autonomous cars for the rest of the time. I'm not really afraid of it. I think there's always going to be some niche market for gas cars, but I don't know. It depends. We just don't know what the
Well, I
future
think
is.
EVs will happen a hell of a lot sooner than autonomous cars.
Oh, I
Now,
agree.
that's way, way away. Even though they put all this crap in the cars and trying to get it to work, but I don't think so.
No, you're right about
It's
that.
too much. It
All
has
right.
to go all autonomous or nothing.
No, I agree with you. Let's go to the next question. If you had a second, this is from SBS 5130. If you had a second YouTube channel, what would you make it about? Something other than cars? This is a short answer. Savage Geese was originally designed to be a filmmaking venture thing. I was always into making videos and all that. So that's kind of where it was. It was around a long time before that. I just didn't have time to create content. So it would be probably a movie, like short film type thing, and maybe some tech shit. But that's the
You
answer.
don't have time.
I don't have time. Working a full-time job and then trying to get off of work and then do a full-time second job with this car stuff, it just doesn't work out very well. This is from the Finer Things gag. I might have missed this in other videos, but can you share how you got into the automotive realm and specifically doing YouTube videos?
You kind of answered half of that, right, in the last question.
Yeah, true. How did you get into the automotive realm?
I thought cars were cool, and I started working at Jiffy Lube, and that was that.
And then you started working as a mechanic at the main shop.
Yeah. BMW, Honda, independent shop.
Okay. That's how you got into it? But you were into cars before.
Yeah, I
that.
was into cars all my life. I mean, my dad was bringing me to tractor pulls and drag racing since I was a baby.
So what were you into? Like all types of racing or what?
Well, I mean, I only knew the Indy 500 and drag racing really back then. I didn't really know a whole lot. I mean, we didn't really watch it on TV. Then as I got older, we got Speed Vision at the
Yeah.
time. Started watching some of the road racing. Like, man, that's awesome. And then of course, not even Gran Turismo, but some of the racing games back in the day with road racing. Like, this makes the most sense. You can be in the car for 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's so much more fun than. I mean, don't get me wrong. 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds in a quarter mile would be amazing, but you can't do that for 3 hours nonstop.
That's true. I kind of feel the same way. There was some question here that I'm going to go into that's tied to this. Antram, can you rank your preference of driving autocross, drag, track, rally? Autocross, drag, rally, and track in what order?
Oh, in that order?
Yeah, in what order do you prefer?
Track. I've never done rally, but I would put rally before autocross and then drag racing last. I think rally would be amazing. But besides rally, I think oval track, like sprint cars, that would be amazing. I'd rather do that.
All right.
You got to have some serious balls to do that.
Interesting. All right, this is the last question from the pre-thing sheet, and then we're going to go to the questions on the live stream, just so you know. I know I just saw some comment about that. It's hard to jump back and forth. Okay, so my answer is not autocross, karting.
Well, it's not in
No,
there.
but karting first, track, rally cross or rally, autocross, and then drag.
Well, karting would be
Karting before
Karting would
track.
be second for me.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing like driving in a race car for over 3 hours in the rain
Yeah.
with no wiper blades and 70 cars or 80, whatever it was, 91 cars on the track. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely more road course and karting and all that over drag and all that stuff. All right, let's get to the questions on here. Did you guys?
I can't even see
sorry.
it. There you
Yeah.
go.
Did you guys know that Nissan still makes the Quest? I didn't know that. Yeah, that's.
I like that. I don't know what year Quest was, like mid 2000s, where that center console looked like an upside down garbage can and the buttons were on top of it. That was nice.
Yeah, no, I agree. This one is. Are you happy with the way the channel is going? Can you put Scott on the channel more often? You explain that.
It's hard. Like you said, it's all time. it was a lot more convenient when you came to the other shoppy.
Right, yeah.
But obviously, this fits your style a lot better than. I mean, that's a real working shop. It's busy.
Right.
It's dirty. It's nasty. I mean, that's the way it is when you work on junks.
Right. So the straight answer is I try to get Scott involved as much as possible, but the reality is I have to pull a favor and you're at work all day. So it's like Scott's working for 10 hours, and this is not easy work. Let me just put it that way. I came in yesterday and he had brake lines apart on a Silverado that was totally rotted out. And I looked at it for about 10 minutes and I understand why, what. There's no possible way I could do that job for more than a week without killing myself. So Scott does this all day long on working on these cars that used to be new and now they're shit. And then it's like, oh, Scott, by the way, at the end of your day, can we shoot a 2-hour video?
Right. Of a nice new car that's going to go to shit in a couple of years.
Right. So having Scott come after work, you work 6 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
You only have one day off on Sunday. So him coming out it's just not fair. So, I mean, some of the cars, yes, he's going to make it. Some of them he won't. And I don't blame him.
Well, and my schedule we're in the process of looking for a house, and right now it's died down a little bit, but that's taking up a lot of time.
Okay.
I mean, that's my free time is looking at houses.
So there's your answer on Scott. Hopefully that's straight. Obsessed Garage, can I convince you to come down to Florida to shoot my cars and trucks? Yes, I will.
We're in Florida.
Yeah, Matt will have to answer where in Florida because I don't know where he's at. Hopefully it's not somewhere old people. That's probably all old people. Whatever. Who cares where it's at? Yeah, I'll come down, Matt. Make that easy. And then we can Orlando. Oh, good. I'll go to Disney World and sit on It's a Small World all day.
If he's by Sebring, you can go to Sebring. There's so many tracks you can do.
He doesn't go to tracks. That's Obsessed Garage, bro.
I know, but he could go there and park his car and look at the track.
All right.
I'll be honest, I've never watched a whole lot of Obsessed Garage. I've watched a little bit, but from what you tell me, yeah, I think parking next to the track would be the ideal spot.
Okay, so we can get some good
And he can wipe
footage.
it down.
No, he's got the best. Oh, look, he's saying he's going to buy plane tickets. Now you got to be nice. No, you don't have to buy plane tickets. We're not charity. But
He's Orlando.
yeah, that's what I said. We're going to Disney World, bro.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch up. 2 hours, 3 hours away, Sebring, and you could go drive there.
He's got the best taste in cars. I'll give him that. He's got a GT3 RS. He sold a GT3 at a GT350 Ford. He had a Raptor. He sold an M3. Now he's got a new Raptor. I don't know. Yeah, dude, I don't even know what you're doing to that thing right now. He's already taking body parts.
The Raptor?
Yeah, the new
he
one.
needs to send it to Hennessy and get the 6-wheel conversion
No.
for $300,000.
Yeah, that'll be next. He's got an S2000 that's straight up baller. So he's got some cool cars. It would be worth a trip for sure. And he seems legitimately nice. So anyway, that's enough about him. He paid me $300 to plug him, by the way. What's the reason behind Savage Geese?
Yeah, that's questions asked all the time.
Savage Geese came from my grandmother. We used to walk to the bus to go to Chicago all the time. She lived in Schaumburg. This is Illinois. As a kid, we'd go to her house and we'd walk to the bus stop, and there were always geese everywhere. And I'd want to play with them. And she'd always tell me that they were going to kill me, that they were savage, that she didn't know what was worse, the cars or the geese. So this, as a kid, it terrified me that the geese were animals. Well, they're animals, but deadly. So Savage Geese. And that was it. That's really as deep as it gets. Let's see what else we got. Scott doesn't work at Jiffy Lube anymore. That was like when he was 16.
Yeah, it was
just so
back
you
in
know.
the day.
Yeah, that was his first job.
No, it wasn't my first. It was my first car job. Once you get addicted to those fumes, man, you can't get away from it.
Yeah,
I
I
tried
know.
to get away from it. I went to school while I was working there, and the school actually went bankrupt.
Really?
Yeah. I was going to do a job like what you have.
Should.
You know, you get stuck still paying half the student loan for
Right,
the time
yeah.
you were there. It's like, really, who am I paying it to?
Right, exactly.
But obviously, you're not paying it to the school.
Lotus Elise or Exige club car over the Ariel Atom. I had a Lotus Exige. We both got to drive it. That's when we first started hanging out. And I don't miss that car. I think it was amazing, but it's a one-trick pony. And fixing it, waiting for parts, the
it's a
cost of
nightmare.
parts, it's stupid.
Yeah, but what about the aerial? Say you hit a wall or something on the track.
They got parts on hand.
they're quick and everything.
Yeah,
And
they make the part.
obviously
They'll
have-
make the call them. They make the part right then and there. They'll place an
True,
order. So I like the fact that it's in the U.S. I'd probably take an Atom over an Exige, but the price isn't. The price is much different too. I mean, to get a real Atom, it's like 95 grand. You can get an Exige, well, not right now, but you can get a used one for about 55. And I bought my used Exige. This is the best part. Speaking, somebody said the Focus RS on here. One of the reasons why I talk shit about the RS is because it's a Ford Focus and it's like 40 grand. I bought my used Exige S supercharged, and it was $42,000 with 6,000 miles on it. I mean, it's like, dude, I would rather have that car than an Econobox.
definitely.
So that's one of the reasons. It's just too much money for me. But that's the Lotus question. Let's see what else we got here. When are we getting married? That already happened.
Yeah, see?
Should you keep a car long in the Rust Belt? If you don't have a choice, you ain't keeping it long in the Rust Belt anyway. I mean, you're better off buying a used car and not buying a new one because it's just going to destroy it unless you're leasing it. This is other thing. Thanks for all the kind words. There's a lot of people saying nice stuff. I obviously, you're here because you want to be here, these people, and thank you for all the support because we do put a lot of time in this for sure.
No, especially you.
Well, yeah, all that.
Excuse me.
All Wrangler test coming soon. Yeah, I was talking to the FCA rep. She said that that's on the list. So we'll see about that.
Maybe at the auto show, they'll let you drive one of the cars to their course and they can show you the high-speed maneuverability.
Yeah, that'll be great. Ryan Bordeaux donated you $10, Scott.
Donated me or you?
No, donated to you. Scott's getting the money today from the live stream.
I could buy a new hat because my head was rubbing all up, and that's probably from yesterday.
Oh, from that
Sticking my head up
Silverado?
there like that.
Golf R. If it snows where you live, yes, a Golf R would be amazing right now. I need to do so. GTI and Golf R are one of the most asked about cars, and I can't get them. Every time I ask for them, they're either not in the fleet or I get blown off. But
They're probably in the shop.
never know.
You got some DI problems.
Can I say that the LC500 was the car of the year? Maybe.
Ooh, I would say no.
Really? We're not talking about that right now. Scott, can you read my joke? My jokes are dry, but I can make you wet. All right, let's get down to the new comments. I know I'm missing some.
Oh my! It's just so hard to keep up.
You're just gonna have to cut me slack. I'm really trying to get through this stuff. Skyactiv X. Yeah, I don't know yet. I tell everybody the same thing. I like Mazda. I like how forward they are with their design and engineering, but there's no way I would do their spark plug lists.
Well, I thought they were still doing spark plugs for now.
Well, there's still spark plugs in it, but that new design that's probably going to be in the Mazda 3 first, I wouldn't buy that car for the first like 2 or 3 years.
Right, at least 3 years.
Yeah, let somebody else be the guinea pig. There's so many variables with fueling, especially fueling, and I know, okay, it's going to be down-tuned. It's just, I don't know.
What do you think? Well, I guess it's not my turn to ask questions, so.
Let's get to this. Did I sell the M3? That's a question asked a lot, and I never made a video about it, but I'm going to. And yes, I sold the M3. Was it about a year ago?
I can't keep track. You go through cars more than I go through socks. This guy, how long have I known you for? What?
I don't know. 9 years?
That's probably a bit longer than that.
10?
I don't know. Well,
No,
since,
maybe,
we
yeah.
started hanging out later, but yeah, you've had some serious amount of cars.
I've gone through a lot of cars. So the M3 was gone, and the M3 was gone after it came out of the shop for having a faulty slave cylinder for the clutch. I got in it. I went to Omaha. Okay, let me finish this first. Went to Omaha to do a track day with it just to see what the car was like. First time driving it hard. Got to Omaha, started the car up, the clutch pedal went to the floor, and I had to pull it up manually, and it kept sticking for a while. So that was the thing. Got back, brought it in. The stupid slave cylinder had leaked on the bell housing, saturated the clutch. The clutch had to be replaced. It was in the shop for 2 weeks. I didn't get a phone call.
Now, how many miles were on that thing?
It was like 16,000 miles. It was in the shop 4 times after that with check engine lights, random bullshit. And I got it back, and I'm like,
Well, that one time you got it fixed and you didn't even make it, what, like 6 more miles?
No, I just got it back and I parked it in the garage because the weather was cold for like a month. First time I took it out after a month, check engine light, limp mode, and I
Right,
couldn't even get
there's
it.
a limp mode,
I
that's
couldn't
right.
even get it to the dealership because it wouldn't let you go over 45 miles an hour. So that's why I was done with it. And second reason why I was done with it, I'm over some of these cars. I don't care about it right now. My focus is making the videos, experiencing cars, trying to help people. I'm fine with a beater car. I don't need a cool car to, you know, it's not important to me right now as much as I love cars. There are some cars that I would love to own in the next like 3 or 4 years. But right now I'm totally fine with a beater Civic until we figure out what's going on with the industry and all that. Some of these new cars that are coming out are amazing, but I wouldn't buy them new. I would love to own a GT350, but I ain't paying $70,000 for it.
Buy a GT3?
I'd love a GT3 too. I would put the money into that, but I don't know. Anyway, that's the answer to that. That's why I sold the M3. What do I think about the new Honda Accord? So I've seen it. I haven't driven it. I'm going to have the Accord and the new Camry in the next month. So I'm going to try to do a back-to-back with both of those. What do I think about it initially? I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about it until I drive it. There's no point.
Well, styling-wise, it's hideous, I think.
I don't know. It's weird. It looks like a Malibu. It looks like a lot of different cars. The interior's nice. I'll give it that.
But you look at the previous one, it looks so nice. I mean, they were starting to get it right, I think. And then they went to this thing. It's like, really? And then you look at the Camry, it's like, wow, look what they did.
I know, that's crazy. But yeah, the Camry looks amazing. But, you just don't know until you drive it. Whatever. Dude, what's with all you bros sending all that Diesel Dan $10 to Scott Turbowski? Is that Mexican?
That's probably 200 pesos.
Somebody gave 200 pesos. Badiz McCallsum Powers. Dude, you guys are crazy. You don't have to donate money, really. Although Scott
He shovels driveway in the wintertime
Yeah.
to pay for his new Camry he's going to have to buy.
Yeah, right. Oh, $20. Thanks. Thank you for converting it. When will you do a collab with Subaru WRX fan? Immediately. Except we haven't talked ever before. I don't think he'd like me too much.
I don't think so.
I've spoofed the guy, but I don't have a problem with him. I think he's genuinely who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing fake about that guy. It's just, I don't know, whatever. I'm not trying to
It's
be
a different style.
Yeah. It's just funny. Anyway, WRX or GTI? At this point in my life, GTI. Although I think the WRX is way more fun to drive.
I would go with WRX.
Yeah. Would I ever do a collab with RCR? Yes. I actually emailed RCR a while ago about coming out here when I had a bunch of cars, but they're too busy. Whatever. Collabs are collabs. That's going to be a bigger goal of mine this year, is to try to meet up with certain people. I don't just want to collaborate to collaborate. I'm going to do a collaboration with the Straight Pipes, and that's mainly because I've been talking to Yuri, who's one of the guys from the Straight Pipes, and he's kind of a professional filmmaker in a way. He does Movi, drone operation. He's really good at camera work, and he's one of the few I've seen on car channels or YouTube in general that is really talented. So, I want to meet up with people that are a little bit higher level, and that's not what I mean, but somebody that I can learn from, and there's something mutually beneficial there. So that's kind of my goal.
I still think you should do a meet and greet. Too bad Concept Haulers Motor Speedway wasn't in a better location.
That's like 50 million miles away. There's a lot of YouTubers out there. I'm going to talk about the YouTuber stuff in the second video because we're going to drag this out until infinity.
Yeah, you could talk about that forever.
Yeah, that's pointless. Let's just ask the question.
It's like back in the day, everyone became a DJ. Now everybody's doing car reviews.
Right, I know. And that's what I want to talk about, but we'll do that off this. Any good affordable tracks in Chicagoland? I live in Lake County. Autobahn is the closest. Not cheap,
Well,
but it's not bad.
Autobahn and Blackhawk are the closest.
Yes. Blackhawk's way cheaper.
Yes.
Autobahn's a better track. And then Gingerman's farther.
Gingerman's probably the safest track
Yeah.
in the area. I mean, if you hit something there, you got a problem.
Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely Gingerman's good, dude. Check those three out.
And there's Road America, but that's far, and that's
Yeah,
very
and-
risky place.
And you're going to kill your car going there if you have a street car.
Instead of going to the track, go to MRP in Michigan, or I always want to call it Michigan in Indiana. That's probably one of the most fun track times I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
Doing the road tax, and we were out there doing road tax, and this guy, you're like, just stay out there for as long as you want, and he pulled in. I'm like, are you serious? I could go for another 3 or 4 hours in this thing.
I know. Yeah,
I had
Scott,
blisters on my feet when I was done from bouncing against the pedal so much.
Big Puppy just gave you $50.
Sweet, thanks. We can go to Burger King later.
Oh man, thanks guys.
Yeah, thanks.
The Adam says he loved the ZL1 1LE review. Can you believe I'm driving a base ZL1 daily in the snow? Surprising I haven't died yet. Dude, you got serious
This thing's
balls.
got snow mode though, right?
It does. Hopefully he's got snow tires, but yeah, you got balls, dude. Alan Yo, Civic Type R, STI, RS, or Golf R. Man, those I mean they're all fun cars in their own right, but I don't know. The Type R is new.
I would have to take a Sawzall to that Type R if I had to drive it every day and trim some stuff off.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Type R. I don't know that I could own it, but I think it was the most fun to drive. And the STI is really amazing to drive, even though it's very boy racer-ish. I liked
And
it.
the Type R isn't?
No, the Type R is very boy racer-ish too, but there's just something, I guess it's because it's got that new factor still. It's just the test of time. This is a kind of new motor for them. I want to see how long this thing holds up and the trans before I get too excited about it. Yeah, it's always nice when it's new. RS, I'm not a fan of the RS at all. I guess it's the best performance car of the group, but it's just...
It didn't feel quick, and has horrible ride,
Yeah,
horrible seating position.
Dude, if you reflash it and modify it, it's the best.
I think a Comfort Height toilet's more comfortable in that seat.
It is. Golf R. Golf R is pretty amazing. It's the most mature of the bunch, but it's not particularly exciting to drive. Let's see. I want to do old cars. That's a goal of mine. This next year is to do used cars, older cars in a wider variety. And a lot of it is because the reality is most people can't afford these new cars. And I think a lot of them suck. I think a lot of them are suck. They're a waste of money. So it really, most of the market is not buying new cars. So there's a huge benefit of going back and doing reviews, real reviews on older cars.
Well, like how old are you talking?
Well, not more than 10 years old,
Oh,
unless
okay.
they're specialty things. You know, you get back into the 80s and 90s cars, that's a whole different story. But, you know, it's hard. There's only so much time in the day to do some of this stuff.
I think you need to do a race car review or two.
I would love to, but nobody would care about that. Most of the track stuff nobody cares about. It's really weird. Come to Canada, drive a 585 wheel horsepower 996.
That would be cool.
That's all you, bro. Would you review old cars from the 90s? Yeah, I think I just answered that. Absolutely.
A nice Beretta.
Yeah, bro, man, that would be sweet.
My sister had a Beretta, and when we would drive it around, I would manually shift it, and my buddy would pull the emergency brake when it would shift to make it sound like the tires were chirping.
Oh, man, awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Diesel Dan, he always comments. He said, "Thanks for all the laughs, Scott." It's weird, you know. People don't really get us because we're
They
we're
take
friends.
it too seriously.
They take it too seriously. We're really sarcastic, and Scott's dry. I mean, you're dry humor, but when you get around Scott, like you're not like you are in the videos completely.
Right.
And
It's a character. I put a special hat on.
True.
At first it was fun getting people riled up in the comments, but now you have so many people watching. It's kind of like you gotta be and be a little bit more respectful.
right, that's true.
To me, I mean, you see some of these cars. It's a joke what they're doing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And people get, oh man, this is awesome. It's like, no.
Yeah, I know.
I got frontal crash mitigation that gets dusty and it slams on the brakes for me for no apparent reason. Really?
It's really hard to. It's
Well,
about,
like I was telling you, the customer, Acura RDX, I asked him, how do you like it? He said, my two biggest beefs are, I forget what he called, first class problem or something like that. His frontal crash constantly breaks for him, and his Bluetooth loses connection all the time. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. That's what your complaints are.
and that's just, it's hard. There's something that we were talking about. Thanks, Dan, for the $2, man. Will you review older pre-infotainment cars? Yes. That goes back to that question. It's about walking the line with these videos. And the more people that watch it, the more difficult it becomes, because you can play to a certain audience, the people like the core group, that's important to me. But there's also like all the PR reps that give out these cars, they watch these videos. And you know, there's a fine line. Like I talked to my FCA rep, she's a really good person, like really cool. And she's one of the better reps. And I told her, I'm like, you know, I had a car from you guys, it just sucked. It just sucked. I didn't make a video about it. She's like, it's better that you don't do that because you'll have more respect.
Right.
And that's the reality of this. You know, if you're getting press cars, you can't just be like, this thing is absolute crap. It's really hard. But in terms of real cars, when they're owners' cars, you have to be careful too. There's no magic solution to it. It's just try to find some unbiased, while being everybody's biased, but that middle ground. Let's see what else we got here. Ford Escape, funniest video ever. Does Ford still allow you to review their cars? I guess. But I got a problem with Ford. It's probably from that. But I asked them so many technical questions. I talked about this with the Patreon. So the Patreon people that support the channel, I do a lot of videos to talk with them about what's going on, how the channel's going, because I don't want to make a lot of that stuff public. There's just no point. It waters down the content. But on the Patreon side, I talked about like how I was asking Ford technical questions for like 3 months. I had been emailing them. I even contacted them, and then they laid off, or they cut loose the rep. Then it was a new rep. I never got an answer. It was just like, oh, just give us time. Oh, give us time. Give us time. I never get an answer from these people. It could be the simplest question, and I don't get answers. And it really pisses me off because, hey, you're giving me a car, or I'm doing a video about your car, and I'm not getting just the basic stuff. And I can't stand that.
You're probably one of the few people that know enough to ask those kind of questions.
Maybe, or they just don't like when people ask the questions. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
You need. I mean, if you're knowledgeable, it's a lot easier to spread the knowledge than read the freaking sheet and say it has this, and this, and it's like I can look that up myself.
Yeah, you're right, and that goes into another question.
But wasn't it you asked one of the reps? I forget what car it was. You said you were trying to get some technical info on, and they gave you some bogus answer.
Right. No, that's what happens. Like I asked it was Hyundai about the Ioniq. I asked technical questions about the Ioniq EV, like battery pack, degradation, where it comes from, blah, blah, blah. No answer. It's like, dude, you're the product manager for this car, and you can't you can't tell me that the battery pack's made by LG. I have to go on some owner forum where somebody took it apart to look at it. I mean, it's so annoying. And this is the stuff with the industry. For me, I want to tell a story. I don't just want to talk about spec sheets. I want to take a car and I want to tell a story from front to back, from the beginning to the end. And I think that's one of my goals. Somebody asked, what's the long-term goal for the channel? One is to become profitable, obviously, not lose money all the time. I just have so much money in this shit. The second thing is to get some help. I can't do this all by myself. I need help videoing stuff eventually. The third part is Savage Geese, the name, it's geese, it's plural. I'd like to have a network of other people making videos that are the same mindset as us. Technical based, reality based, what's really, it's not just a shiny object, but how is it going to go in the future? So that's one of the goals. And then the final goal is I'm going to try to do this with the Dodge Demon video that's coming up. I have access with FCA to go and talk to the engineers. I want to talk about how the car was developed. This is what I really want to do. I want to see how it's developed, who's designing it, interior, exterior designers, manufacturing, issues like what did it take to get it going? What were the problems?
I think you should start at the bottom. You can head out to Belvedere and go check out how they make the Renegade. You can see it do some endos in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere.
Right, yeah, start with the Renegade. So that's the goal, to make it more complete, the videos more detailed, and just do shit that nobody else is doing. That's way too long of an answer. Sorry.
Yeah, that was a lot of rambling.
I did. Sorry.
What were you talking about?
Nothing. I'm sure you fell asleep.
I thought you were talking about going shoe shopping or something.
Nah, I should have. So at this point, I'm not going to kill the live stream. It's going longer than we talked about, but the video is now released. The 100,000 subscriber review is out, and it is for the LC500 Lexus. And I'm not really going to talk about it right now. I'll let you watch the video, but this was probably one of the most complicated videos I made in terms of length, from music creation to video editing to filming to help, all of it.
How long did it come out to be?
It was my time. I do a timesheet for each video. It was like 87 hours. So
How long is the video itself?
45 minutes. So that's a lot, and that's why it's kind of the 100,000 subscriber video and the last
You
review.
should have made it 100 minutes.
I know, I should have just 1,000 minutes. 100,000 minutes. Yeah, so this is the last car review video of 2017. And I'm so far behind. There's a ton of others to do, but they'll all come out in 2018. So that's the story. If you want to check that out, we'll stay on the live stream for another 10 minutes or so to answer more questions. And let's see if we can get through some of these. Don't worry, there's going to be a supplemental video with more Q&A, with a real video release, not a live stream. So if you have questions in this live stream, keep asking them, and we'll try to get to them. Man, there's so many questions.
Yeah,
here.
that's
Dude, this
impossible to keep up.
There's so many comments.
Stinger.
Yeah, everybody wants the Stinger. It's in the list. So the Accord, the Camry, the Stinger. There's something else in there. I don't remember what it is. There's something else in there. Oh, the Trackhawk's in there when the weather gets a little bit better.
Yeah, we should go take it out today.
Yeah, I don't want to destroy
Try
it.
launch control in the snow.
We live in northern Illinois. I guess you could consider it the Rust Belt.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
all that magnesium chloride they're spreading out on the roads.
yeah, it just turns everything to crap. That's partly why you have to be more realistic about cars here. The Mazda 3, I saw that. Yeah, the Mazda 3 and Mazda 6 with the additional changes, that'll be on the list.
Sliding off your Italian leather.
Yes, this is pleather. Will you do an S2000 review? Yes. Why do you not like black people? Black people. I love black people. There's no racism on this channel. That would be not nice. Like your videos, good stuff. No word on the iPlunge. Production problems on the iPlunge.
I thought it was stuck out on the cargo ship.
Yeah, it's coming from China. I had them special order it, but don't worry, it'll be out. The Genesis G70, that will be one of the first, hopefully, to get that car. There will be more fine print series. There's about 10 videos for that.
Which one?
The fine print series.
Oh, the fine print.
People seem to like it. There's 7 different videos I've already shot.
Jeez, what about?
I have a
band pass boxes?
No, it's actually really interesting stuff. Some of them will be shorter, but they're all cool topics. Fireplace screensaver? No.
That's what I said.
I know, sorry.
And we need this crackling.
Yeah, the camera mishap was bad. There's going to be forget that. I'll cancel that comment. I'm going to deal with this. Is Turbowski Polish?
Yes, at least partially.
Yeah. There's your answer to that. And Turbowski is not your real last name, but it stuck. It stuck in one of the first videos.
Yeah, but I don't remember how that...
You created it. I said, you got to be a character, and that's what you did.
No, I thought we were going go-kart racing or something. We were talking about how you get into racing. I'm like, you need a name of ski or something like that, and I don't remember. Maybe it would be funny if it was like Turbo Ski or something like that.
I remember when you first did it, we were in the shop with the FRS or something, and you had a name tag you put over your real name tag, and you wrote Turbowski on it.
I don't remember.
You came up with it, so... And now that's what your name is. You might as well legally change your name.
I already have. It's copyright.
Oh, it's copyright.
Trademarked, all that stuff. Tattooed.
Yeah, the Stinger's not in manual. That's really... I don't know. The Stinger is... There's so much hype for that car. It's so weird because nobody gives a shit about Kia. Like, I like Kias.
They're good cars.
I like them. But nobody seems to really care about them. And then they come out with a Stinger and everybody's all excited. So it's weird to me. I feel like I'm going to get let down when I drive
Well, maybe because it's their... I guess their first performance-orientated car.
I guess.
If you can call it that. It's too bad they didn't do a V8.
What about the Kia Forte? Or the Coupe? K-O-U-P.
That's all you.
The Patreon link, I don't even know where it is right now. Don't worry about that right now. You'll see it in one of the videos coming up. I think the LC500 has it in there. Let's see, what else we got? Hype Nation. Yep, you're right. It's funny, we just talked about that. I didn't even see the comment. Demon video will be next year. There's going to be when they get the Demon, it's a Tri Industries car. As soon as they get it, I'm gonna have like a pre-video about it before the review because there's some stuff to talk about. But there's no way that I'm gonna take that car out in this weather until their salt is not on the road. It's just not right.
But even then, what would be the point in the cold?
Right? No, it's
You
it's,
have no
it's
grip.
just stupid. LS 400, yeah, I would like to do that video.
Real car.
Yeah, old school, real car, old school. Never change the style of your videos. Love the other stuff that you do. Sharing lots of unbiased info. Try to. Really try to. It's not easy. Do you think the GT350's price will drop knowing that the GT350 will be using the same 5.2 liter, making the 5.2 not as special? I don't know. It just depends on how limited they are. It's like I talked about with the FCA rep about the Demon. People are just buying them already and throwing them in garages and locking them up. If people do that, prices will probably stay pretty high. It's just all about production numbers. If they water it down, prices drop. Or if they have problems, you start hearing all the drama with motors popping and all
Right.
that stuff, then, well, yeah, okay. Turbowski better than Scotty Kilmer.
We should make. Well, I've often thought. I mean, if the shop wasn't so busy, it would be fun to get the camera in there to do. I mean, legitimate car repair videos.
No, I know.
But it would also be fun to do
Funny stuff.
funny stuff and how crappy some of the stuff is to do, and just show the frustrations of it all in a kind of with a little bit of comedy type of way.
What I would really like to do, by the way, thank you to Syed. I'm glad you liked that Genesis video. That was a big video when I first did it.
Is that the one that they did and they
republished in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah,
Or,
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, thanks for that. $10, man. Appreciate it. Should I get the next redesigned G80 or is something else to consider? I'll tell you what to do with the G80. I'm going to tell you this right now. You donated $10. The G80 and the RCF are, I'm going to do a video about this, but those are two cars that are one of the best deals of the century on the used market. They are unbelievably cheap. I saw a G80 V8 with 6,000 miles for $32,000. Clean, one owner. That is an unbelievable bargain. The RCF's like in the 40s, like mid 40s.
That's unbelievable.
That is crazy. So if you're looking
and it's just
for,
amazing that a Lexus. I mean, I know the LSs, they lose money. All the fancy cars do, but I don't know. The RCF does not seem like a car that should lose that much value.
I don't know. Well, look at them three. All those cars, they just seem
but they're
shit with that.
German.
Yeah.
All the German cars lose value.
I don't know. I guess it doesn't surprise me. But anyway, that's what my opinion is. I think you're safe with the current gen G80. I think they're solid.
I mean, for 40 grand, if they were the same model year, what would you take, an RCF or an M3?
Oh, I'd take an RCF.
You wouldn't even think about
after
taking
owning
an
an M3. No, I would never go back to BMW again. And there's nothing wrong with BMW, but
No, they're good. They're good cars. They drive great.
yeah, that's the best.
That's
part.
one of my favorite cars to work on. BMW and Honda. Give it to me any day.
Yeah, that's weird. No, most people, I guess,
They want to work on Chevys. I see. God, I hate working on Chevys and Fords and ugh.
Well, you get a lot of junk. So back to Scott's point, what I really wanted to do.
Oh, I thought it was Eric the Car Guy was on the channel. I was like, no way. How about that?
Yeah, I think it would be a really cool collaboration with some of those guys, like Scanner Danner. I really like Scanner Danner.
I've been watching a lot of the South Lane Auto.
Really?
Because he's a not that there's anything wrong with those other guys, but he's real hands-on in a real shop. And that's easy to relate to.
Okay. Next year, so my goal is I work a full-time job in tech. I'm a network administrator or system administrator, whatever you want to call it. My goal is to kind of phase out of that over the next probably year and work more on this stuff. Give me more time to do it, and I'll be a lot more functional. And there's a lot of collaborations that would be really beneficial. One, Scott was talking about his shop stuff. I would love to go in there and just do a series of videos on what it's really like. Not any sugar-coated shit, what you deal with.
You coming in the wintertime.
I mean, it's really, if you've never seen it before, you can't imagine how horrible it is to work on these cars, especially when they get some miles on. Yeah, it's all fairy tale shit when it's new, but I really would like to show what it's like without, you know, it would be funny. I think it'd be really funny first off, but it would also just it would change your opinion on what cars are like. So that's a goal too. I know, I really do. But, you know, the whole thing with the day job is this whole YouTube thing is a bubble. There's too many people doing this stuff. It has to get bigger than that. I know, like Obsessed Garage, he's making a business out of this stuff. He's smart. He's business smart. I'm not that type of person. I couldn't have a store selling all this shit. I'm not like that. But
You could be selling DVDs.
I could be selling DVDs, but you know, I have to diversify out, and I'm on my way to do that. But the video stuff is where my passion is, but it's not a stable living. So I'm not going to throw my career in the garbage to make videos. It's just not smart. So I have to figure out a way to make it work, and that's my goal for it. Somebody asked about, thank you for not peddling mug shirts and posters, and you know, people have asked about merchandise for so long. And at some point, I have a plan to do it, but it's not going to be something that's like, yo, bro, buy this. There's going to be a small link. If you want it, you want it. It's going to be pretty decent stuff, hopefully. If you want to buy it to support it, I'm probably going to use most of it to donate to RAIN, which is a charity for women of sexual abuse. I've always wanted to do something with them. So it's a good way to say, hey, take some revenue in, give it back. And then people can have merchandise that say, hey, they like Savage Geese. I mean, to me, that's crazy as it is, but at least it's a good way to do it. That's not just totally product focused. So that's kind of the deal with that. And yes, there's people talk about sex toys, douches, all that stuff. Yeah, we could probably partner up with some people to make that. I think it would be real hot because our female demographic has gone up to 2.6%.
Wow.
So we got a big female demographic out there. Yeah, we want to talk more about hybrids. I think there's going to be more and more hybrids coming out, honestly.
I'm going to get a Suburban hybrid. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're right. Jay Leno's Garage. This is an interesting question, and I'm going to just flat out say it here. It's been long enough. The aerial people in Virginia, when I did the Nomad video, obviously I had this video about it. I really enjoyed doing it. Didn't want anything, nothing. I was cool with it. They're really great people. After I did that video, Jay Leno's Garage was doing a video on the Nomad, and they asked if they could use some of my footage, B-roll stuff. I'm like, okay, cool. Just give me credit for it. Well, I told them multiple times in an email. I gave them the footage. They used the footage and then didn't give me credit. And when I asked why they didn't give me credit, they said, oh, it's against NBC Universal's policy. So they take the footage, use it, put my face in it on top of it, and then I don't get credit. So I emailed the two producers. They're NBC Universal. So Jay Leno's show is owned by NBC. It's run by that, and their producers are hired. It's not Jay Leno. It's not about him. It's about the politics of it. So I was pretty pissed off about it. But at the same time, you know what? It's one of those things. I should have had a contract. It's just one of those, hey, if you want to use my footage, you don't have to pay me for it, but hey, the deal is you've got to put my name somewhere in it. I don't care.
But if you're going to have the contract, you're going to have how much is it going to cost you in order to get that done?
Well, then they wouldn't use the footage. It's as simple as that. So that's the answer about the Jay Leno bullshit. I don't really care. It means nothing to me, but it was just annoying.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing that they did use it, though.
Yeah, that's great. Good for them. They have a big crew and they can't even shoot their own footage. That's what's funny to me, Let's see. What's my favorite car reviewer? That one's easy.
You.
Yeah.
I mean, how many hours you have to rewatch yourself editing?
I love myself.
God.
No. I don't think I'm the best. I like two people. Chris Harris.
Yes.
And Carlos Lago.
I don't know.
He used to be on Motor Trend and now he's with Edmunds.
Oh, okay. Right.
Two guys that are really good personality, and they know their shit, and they can drive.
Yeah.
That's the best combination right there. That's why I like them.
Yeah, I always go on searching for Chris Harris stuff. I can watch any of the videos he does.
Yeah. He's a very, very unique dude. There's a lot of people that I watch. I'm sure you watch too. I don't subscribe to a lot of people because I believe in subscriptions, meaning you click on it and you actually watch their videos that they make. So I only subscribe to what I watch. And some people that I support, like I do subscribe to Obsessed Garage, the Straight Pipes, regular car reviews. There's some others too. I don't have it in the list here, but I do follow a lot, but I don't take anything from those people. Like I do my own thing. I'm more into filmmaking. I've watched movies since I was a kid. So for when I make stuff, I'm not thinking about what other people are doing, but I do follow a lot of people just to see what they say.
Did you watch Motor Week as a kid? Because that was like one of the first legitimate car review
I did.
shows.
It's so weird too to go back and watch it. Even their
Especially
format.
the old ones.
Yep. It's very strange. Shemale porn addiction. I just read that just because you posted it. How about Consumer Report? It's weird. They're pretty good. Kelly Blue Book is kind of good too. I mean, some of these big outlets have their shit together. Some of them don't. Like Motor Trend is hit or miss. I don't know. What can you say?
Well,
it's all personal opinion.
But when they rank the best new cars, I'm like, they all better be good.
No, you're right.
They all. I mean, if you're spending that kind of money, every car better be good. So I don't know. It's kind of silly to me.
Caterham or Ariel Atom?
Adam.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Caterhams. They're like bare bones.
That would be a handful to drive.
Yeah.
I still think you need to get one of the Radical cars up for review.
Oh, I know. I do. Well, those guys. I'd have to go out of
amazing.
state for that because the guys at Autobahn it's impossible to deal with them. New Top Gear or Grand Tour? New Top Gear with the new lineup that they have with Chris Harris and the American guy. I can't remember.
Is it still
Matt
Matt
LeBlanc? Yeah, and the other dude. I like them a lot. I think they're on their way. Grand Tour is just basically old Top Gear, so it's just pure entertainment.
Yep.
What else we got? Hoovy's Garage. I don't watch it a lot. I've seen some. Doug DeMuro. This is like a love-hate I have with him. I can't believe how successful this guy has been because I look at production value. I look at how much time I spend doing this stuff. And the dude could take a dump and it would have 1 million views, literally. And it just goes to show you the power of personality and being accessible. You know, somebody that's very relatable is his success. I do watch his videos, and there's some stuff to be learned there. Maybe not technically learned, but there's stuff to be learned as somebody that's making videos. I'm going to talk more about that in the supplemental video to this.
Yeah, I've watched, I'm not going to name names, but a couple of other car reviewers, and I was like, I can't believe I can't make it through 2 or 3 minutes of these guys.
Right. Yeah, no,
I mean, some of them are, it's bad.
There's a lot of shit slinging on the internet about YouTube. People, especially Vehicle Virgins, that guy. Well, he just sets himself up for it. I mean, he's just kind of that guy. I met him once. He was at a press event trying to hawk cars. He was trying to meet up with PR reps. Be like, oh yeah, I've got 600,000 subscribers. I want some cars. And he seemed nice. I don't know, whatever. I don't watch his stuff, but people want the drama. They want you to talk shit about other people. So I'm not gonna get caught up in that. Classic cars down the road.
That'd be amazing to get the Lola and do something like that.
I know. There's so many cool cars to do, and there's not enough time. I literally could probably be up morning, noon, and night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you pretty much already are.
I already am with a regular job. Syed said, would also love to see more luxury sedan videos. I'm loving my 2015 Genesis V6 tech. I bought it used, great deal. 1-year-old, $20K. I'm in Canada, is expensive here. Yeah, there's going to be Mercedes is coming next. That'll be this year. It's just probably in the spring. Pretty much every brand will be on here this year for the most part. It's just, again, a matter of time. Thanks for the Ariel Atom 3S comment. That video was pretty insane in terms of time to make, and I was out of pocket for a lot of that, taking off work and all that, but I really enjoyed making that video. I'm glad it came out good. That's kind of the style that I want to go to, is this docu-review style of showing what it's like to make the car, and then the car, the whole video. It's just the most complete package that people don't do, so that's the goal. Yeah, FRS with double wishbone suspension conversion. Yeah, that's all it needs, and it would be the best car in the world. My laptop probably went dead, so you can look at a blue screen.
You need to switch your source to S video.
I know I got to switch to composite. I got my VCR hooked up with my old
Motor Weeks.
yeah, my old Motor Weeks. Give Doug DeMuro a Doug score. Dude, I looked at that dude's Doug score. My God, is it complicated? It's like all these different factors. It's crazy. Yeah, I saw Matt Farrow's getting out of one takes. That's smart. I can't imagine that guy's happy doing that shit after all these years. I've watched most of his one takes. I haven't watched all of them. But it's got to be really hard to do that, dealing with all these people in their tuner cars and all these cars that he has to do and drive up and back, and you got them in the car with you, and you kind of got to walk that line of being nice but not nice.
Did you ever see that one he did? I think they were at Gingerman at, what the hell is your favorite car meet called?
Oh, Grid Life.
Grid Life. I don't remember what he was. It was some high horsepower rice rocket or whatever it was. And the freaking thing's got a chain link steering wheel and it's got a roll cage. I'm like, really? How can you drive a car with a chain link steering wheel fast? What if your finger gets stuck in there?
But that's what I'm talking about with people's individual cars. You know, it's not like you're getting a stock car like, oh yeah, this is cool. You can look at it objectively. When people have their passion, like they're emotionally attached to their cars, oh man, that's the worst. Because it's like you're hurting their feelings when you're saying this sucks. You know, like you just don't want to go there. Thoughts on Street Speed 717? No comment. Kelly Blue Book Consumer Reports Motor Week has helped me to buy my 2011 9.5 Aero, and you guys have helped me get a 2016 Kia Optima XXL Turbo. I like that Optima. I still do. I think it's one of the best midsize cars I've driven. I think that was a good choice. It's an underrated car. 89 Ford Taurus show review. Yeah, I would love.
Screw that. Get
that'd
a
be
Topaz.
Justin Kelly, he's always been commenting on videos forever, so thanks for that, dude. I know, let's see what else. I'm not going to comment on that. One last time, guys, I don't know why you avoid this question. If there is one response, I intend to unsubscribe this evening. This is coming from Canada. Why don't you review American-made cars, e.g. the CT6? This guy's threatening to unsubscribe if we don't talk about the Cadillacs. Okay, the thing is, I don't have access to every single car. It's impossible to get access to certain cars. And it's about numbers, largely, and it's about availability of fleet. So if I go and I say, I want a Cadillac CTS or a whatever it is, they don't have it in the fleet. It's not like they're just going to give it to me. It's not like they're going to fly it in. Oh, Mark from Savage Geese, he wants to do a Cadillac. It just doesn't work.
You can just steal it from Jay Leno's garage.
Oh, yeah.
And
Just take his...
blue screen your face on it.
Oh, there you go.
Like Real Actors does or whatever that.
Yeah.
The one who does the Chevy commercial.
Oh, yeah. Mom.
Zebra Corner or something like
Yeah.
that, whatever it's called. Those are amazing.
There's no reason why I don't do certain cars. I will do every car, but not every car is available to me in the press fleet. It just doesn't work that way. So I've had a hard time getting cars from GM. The last time I was asking for GM cars for like months and months and months. And they said, sorry, we don't have any cars available. The only GM we have available to you
is it Sonic?
No, even worse.
Cruise?
No, they're a little SUV. The Chevy Trax.
Oh, man.
That's what was available in the American fleet. And I just said no, because it's not that I have a problem with doing the video. I just won't say anything good about it. So what's the point?
Right.
If I can get these cars, I promise I will do them, and I will do them justice. It's just I don't have everything available. I don't have a million subscribers, and even then, even the people with a million subscribers don't get whatever they want. It just, I don't know, whatever. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's frustrating. I'm frustrated.
I mean, you could get relationships with car dealers. I mean, some of these guys, they go to car dealerships and do them, but it's...
I don't want to do some shitty car dealership video. I want the car. I want to make a really good video about that, and it requires me to have it in my hands for at least a couple days. So I'm not going to just cheap out, just to get a car. Oh, can I borrow your car for a couple hours just to make a video? No, that's not how I work. There's enough people doing that. That's a long... Sorry, I get worked up about that. Yeah, Farrah's dropping one takes. He's moving on to something else. God, there's so many things to go through here.
You have 585 people watching, bro.
Can you see yourselves reaching a point where you no longer feel like producing those videos, similar to Matt Farah? Somebody asked, this is a real question. Do you see Matt Moran, Engineering Explained, all these other YouTubers putting Motor Trend, Car and Driver, all those companies out of business? Will YouTube kill the automotive magazines? And the straight answer is no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The reason is these companies have been around for 60 plus years. YouTubers, you think Matt Moran's going to be doing car videos when he's got 3 kids? No, he's not going to be doing the same thing. And a lot of these people aren't going to continue to do it. That's why I'm saying YouTube's kind of a bubble. It's very age dependent too. You know, guys like TJ Hunt, these like vloggers and stuff, yeah, they're doing this stuff when they're kids. When I owned a bunch of automotive forums and I went through this, I had people that were really, really smart helping me out in their early 20s. They were big into cars. When they got to 25, 26, they started getting married and having kids. They weren't talking about cars anymore. They were talking about off topic. They weren't into cars anymore, and it was the progression
Power
of life.
wheels.
Yeah, Power Wheels.
And
Like
strollers.
strollers. People moved on from cars to other stuff, and I saw all the car stuff that I was into. It was 90% cars when it started. It was 10% cars when it finished. So a lot of people move on from it. So I think a lot of these channels are going to disappear or evolve into like vlog style. It's like what women do. They start a beauty channel and they start having kids, and it's about raising a kid, and then it's about products, and then brand ambassador. So guys, I think, it's not a lot of them are not going to be there. So they're not going to put magazines out of business.
Why don't you start a magazine?
The guy that runs the press association, they were saying, "Oh, we're welcoming the new generation of journalists into our press association." And the old dude is part of the board. He's like, "Journalism, the car journalism journalists are dead, because it's the written word is gone to web,
Right.
and even that's so condensed now. You look at the articles that most big outlets put out there. It's like, what's going to get the most hits? It's got to be short. It's got to be concise. There's not a lot of deep dives in this stuff because videos replaced it. It's definitely changed, and I think standard journalism's definitely evolved. I hope it goes more into video personally. I love video. Do you think crossovers, SUVs? What do you think of crossovers and SUVs? What do you think?
I don't think a whole lot about them. They're appliances.
Yeah. They're pretty disposable.
Mhm.
It's just they're gonna do your job for X amount of years, and then you look back at it in the parking lot.
They're
You're
just big station wagons, all they are. I mean,
yeah,
this,
rebranded, rebadged, remarketed.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to get excited about it. I mean, there's some good ones.
I mean,
obviously.
I don't know. I guess I look at the term SUV. I think of it differently. I think of something like a 4Runner or the old ones that had real frames underneath them, not these giant-sized cars that are supposedly SUVs.
Right.
A minivan with a front end on it and doors.
Yep.
that hinge instead of slide. I mean,
When will you start recording video in 4K? Been doing that for the past year. So check out the videos. Most of them are in 4K. The live streams, obviously not, because it's off my phone. Yeah, Pontiac Aztec, the beginning of the crossover. Enough said. No, I think the real crossover started with the Cross Tour. That was the best car ever. What else we got here? We're running long. I think we're going to cut this off in about 5 minutes.
that's what you said a half hour ago.
I know. I'm sorry. I should have just killed it. Thoughts on the RS cooling issues? Whatever. It could be isolated. It could be not. I read all about it. I read all about it before it was an issue, when it was starting. Now with the head gasket stuff. Whatever. If you got one, it sucks. But like most car problems, it's way blown out of proportion usually.
But I don't know. You get a car like that, you take it to a track.
It's a first-year car in America. Okay, it's gonna probably have problems. Like the Type R is probably gonna have problems. Like almost that the GT86 had problems when it came out. Then the Miata's going through transmissions. They're on the 3rd revision or something like that. I mean, it's gonna happen. If you have the car, that's what sucks. That's why you don't buy a first model year or something. Usually.
Or for my taste, you buy a normal car and have a race car.
There you go.
I don't know, whatever. We're not even going to get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that in the other
We
one.
can make it a mile, 3 hours long.
Yep. Tell Chrysler hires Celine Dion to be a part of their commercials again. Oh man, yeah. Between Celine Dion, they could have a coat with Eminem and Celine Dion to do. Yeah. Anyway,
There you go. Now you're talking.
I think we're gonna wrap this up. What do you think of the 2018 Hyundai Sonata Limited? I have a video about that already recorded, and I will post that soon. It's better than it was when I first did it. But there's something I don't remember. I have to go back in the video, but it's much better. It just still doesn't have enough personality. I think they need to really redo the front end of that
Isn't it
car.
the same thing as the Optima?
It is, the chassis is the same, but the suspension's tuned differently and the body works different. Interior's tweaked.
I would go with the Optima. I wouldn't even consider the Sonata.
It's got more personality. That's the only reason I choose it.
The Sonata? It's got more personality?
No, the Optima does.
Well, you like it because the official car of the NBA, or at least it was.
It is, still
It
is.
still is?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Man, I think the RC, or the, what the hell is it? The Lexus LC?
Yeah, the LC.
That should be the official car.
So we're gonna start closing this down. Buying a Ridgeline 2017. I like the Ridgeline. I know people are gonna bag on it, but I'd choose either, if you're mostly street driving, I'd take the Ridgeline, and if you wanted a really real body on frame, I'd take a Tacoma. Even though it seems to have bad reviews, I think it's a real truck.
Tacoma or Tundra.
Well, yeah, Tundra's big though. Thoughts on Tesla? That's a goal to get Tesla on here this year, and I'm almost certainly going to have the Model 3, brand new from an owner that's going to let me do a video on it. So I don't want to promise it, but it's probably a sure thing, and I'll give you feedback on it then.
If it's the owner who I think it is, I'm sure you can say whatever you want about it.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, that's who it is. So, last couple questions. GH5 is great. Do you have a 12 to 35 millimeter lens? Yes, that's what I just broke today. It's a great camera if you work within the confines of what it can do. What do you think of the Matrix XRS with the 2ZZ GE motor? I drove that car the week it came out, and it was horrible.
Is it the all-wheel drive one?
It was front-wheel drive.
Just front-wheel drive?
Yeah, I don't think they had an all-wheel drive version of that. I could be wrong. Somebody can correct me. But that car dynamically was horrible, but the motor was amazing. That thing understeered and torque steered and rolled like I don't even know what it rolled like. It was horrible. But the motor was amazing. It's hilarious.
Like a 1993 Caprice?
Yeah, pretty much. Please review the LC500. Done. That was easy. And I'm gonna do a review on the Mazda 6 with the turbo, and I've already had to eat crow because I said that they should never put the turbo motor in the Mazda 6 because it would be horrible. I still think it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna have to be electronically controlled to have 300 pounds of torque to the front end of a Mazda 6. Unless
They should put it in the Miata.
You're damn right about that. The Patreon rewards, that has to be revamped. Basically, a lot of people are getting everything, whether you're a founder or not, and I need to work on that. That's something I need to work on. But there's content that breaks up between the founders and the regular Patreon supporters, but I make a lot available to all of them because you should have it. Anyway, anything else you want to say? I'm sorry, we'll get to more questions here, but we'll do a supplemental video. But is there anything else you want to say? No, man of many words.
Yes.
To the people that have been watching us since the start of this, thanks for watching it.
Yeah, I wonder how many are still around. How many clicked unsubscribe when you offended them?
I don't know.
Can you see numbers of how many?
I can see how many people unsubscribe, but I can't really see who it was.
No.
So the people that have been around forever, thank you. Thanks for getting it and helping out and watching. To all the Patreon supporters, that's the reality. That's what made this work. Otherwise, I probably would have been done with this. this just doesn't make enough money to warrant it. But the Patreon subscribers are the reason why you're seeing this video today. The car reviews that you have in the past 6 months, and it's been a massive help for me to recoup a lot of these costs. And the people that are new, hopefully you get it, and hopefully you appreciate what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, go back and watch some of the old stuff.
Yeah, watch some of the old stuff. I watched some of it last night. It's funny. If you want to see something funny, check out the In the Shop segment of the Chevy Colorado video. Go watch that. That was one of the first videos with the new camera equipment. One of the first GMs I had. Don't watch anything else, but watch the In the Shop part.
Was that the one you put the toilet in the
Yeah,
bed on?
yeah. And that was before Mach came out making fun of the Chevy commercials too. So I felt like it was funny to me to see that. But anyway, thank you for everything, guys. Thanks for watching. There's going to be more of this in the next week to kind of talk about more questions. But look for more videos tonight and tomorrow from all of this.
I need 3 videos a day.
Oh, God. No thanks. I think people would...
Just live stream them.
I'll live stream myself on the toilet. Oh, somebody asked where you're going to put the 100,000 subscriber plaque that you get from YouTube.
Oh, you get a plaque?
You get a plaque. It's going above the toilet in here. That's where I'm going to mount it. I'm going to have an unveiling, too.
Is it like a metal engraved?
It's a glass thing with the plate, the thing in the middle.
Too bad it's glass, because if it was like one of those metal plaques you can hang on the wall, you could heat it up and then just put it on your back.
Oh, and brand myself with the play button? Yeah.
100K.
Yeah, you're right about that. See you guys later. Thanks.
Have a good night.